Hey there, Joe Techie, back again. Today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to apply a screen protector, in this case to an iPad mini. This happens to be the iPad mini Retina. They're all really about the same, doesn't really make a difference what we're going to be applying the screen protector to. However, the method that you use to apply the screen protector is very important. Now this particular tutorial actually will work for just about any device, so it doesn't matter if it's an iPad, if it's a Samsung, or any other tablet, as long as you have the appropriate sized screen protector for the device. So in other words, it has to be made for that specific device, or otherwise the screen protector just won't fit. So today I'm going to show you exactly how you can get this screen protector onto your device perfectly with virtually no bubbles. If not, you would generally have no bubbles at all. If you follow the instructions, you will probably have about 99% free, bubble free, if not almost perfect. So let's go ahead and get to it. So here I've got my screen protector, and it is specifically for this iPad mini. In fact, they fit all iPad minis, they're all exactly the same. And I also have my painter's tape. This is actually masking tape. I really particularly like to use this tape because it doesn't leave a residue, and you'll see why I'm going to be using this tape. You're probably asking, why is he going to use this tape? So you'll see here in just a moment when I show you the method, the technique that I use to install the screen protector. In fact, let me just put this back here for a second. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is make sure that the iPad is clean. Your surface should be completely clean and dust free. I highly recommend that you do this in a room where there's no ventilation or no fans, or try maybe block off the vents from the ceiling and make sure there's no ceiling fans going or any kind of fans, because that way there's going to be air circulating and therefore more dust flying. So what I generally do is I'll wipe a couple times, and I'm just kind of doing a preliminary clean. This is actually not the full final clean. So basically here's what we do. So you obviously want to follow the instructions on the screen protector and make sure that you have your correct side down. So this is step one. I have to peel this off. That means I have to face this down. Okay, so basically what I do is I'll present it in its particular spot where I kind of want it to be, and I try to make sure it's as dust free as it can be as well, especially on the bottom, because once you peel this off, it has a little bit of static, and that static tends to cling onto dirt, which is what gets stuck underneath these, and that's what causes a lot of problems. So I will take a couple of pieces of the masking tape, doesn't take much at all, and I will stick it to the side here. Okay, doesn't really matter how you do it, as long as you space it out. You really want to kind of space it out towards the ends there. So from here, what I do is I actually will attempt to line up the edges exactly where I want the placement to be. Okay, this is where it gets a little tricky, but if you look at the placement of this, it will fit actually inside. There's actually a little edge right here before you reach the chrome, so that edge is where you actually want this to fall under, because you don't want it to go over the edge, because you'll end up with a bubble basically at the edge. So that's roughly about where I want it, and make my adjustment down here at the bottom as well. Okay, everything seems to be holding straight for me there. So I basically lock it down at this point. I lock my tape down. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's going to keep this from moving around. So you're asking, okay, well, you haven't stuck the screen protector on. Well, you're right. So now what I do, I'll flip this over. Then I will go ahead and give this thing a final wipe down. I have a particular way of how I do this. I actually kind of do it in a swooping motion so that I'm grabbing all particles, and I'm actually pushing them away from the screen. That helps to ensure that I'm not dragging any new particles on there. And I'll take the little rag and I'll shake it out as well. Okay, so let me just do a quick inspection here. And I see a little speck right there. I'll just do a quick visual just to make sure. Like I said, this is the part where it's a little more tedious because you definitely want to make sure there are no specks on there. If you have no specks, you are likely to get just about a perfect application of the screen protector. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and release the bottom layer. Okay, and that's basically what I'm going to do there. I'm just kind of lay it there. Notice how it's sticking all on its own. Okay, then I take the squeegee tool that they supply you and just kind of slowly work some of these bubbles out. Okay, and so far I've got one little stubborn one right there, just a little tiny stubborn bubble. Sometimes you can use a credit card on these. I actually prefer to use a credit card because it's a little stiffer, puts a little more downforce on this. Or you can use your fingernail. Just don't press too hard with your fingernail or you will gouge. You will end up gouging the screen protector. Okay, so I've got one small blemish. That's not really a big deal. This one's actually turned out quite good. So at this point, the screen protector's on. I'm going to go ahead and peel off my tape. Okay, and of course it looks a little dirty. That's because I've got my fingerprints all over the top. Okay, put my tape over here. So now I've got to peel off that final layer. Okay, so just hold it down with your finger in the corner. And there it is, your perfect screen protector. There's no bubbles in there. There is just the one blemish right there. It's virtually perfect. It fits all the way around the edge. Got one little thing right there. Could probably press this down with my finger. And if I wanted to get really picky, I could probably push that little bubble out as well, because it doesn't even, it looks like maybe it's just a tiny particle got it trapped under there. It's virtually impossible to get it always perfect. So in order to get them perfect, you're going to have to be willing to spend a few dollars and get several at a time, because if you get one that's not perfect, then you have to throw it out and start over. So this one actually turned out really good. I'm pretty happy with it. That's a blemish down here, but it's actually not on the screen, so that's not going to bother me too much. So there you have it. That is how you to apply your screen protector perfectly every time with as minimal bubbles as possible and as minimal specks of dust as possible in the clean environment that you can set up right in your own home, just doing it in your own room. So that's how I do it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below and I'll be happy to answer and elaborate if need be on any of my techniques. And if you found this useful, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more and upcoming content. And as always, thanks for watching. Joe Techie out.